Hey everybody, this is Reza.
This is Sandy.
Welcome back to episode 26 of the Stone Cold Sober podcast where we're having nice technical issues.
Yeah, it's for a good reason though.
Yeah.
What's it called? You're officially out on the West Coast.
Yeah, I'm on the West Coast where I have no control over my internet. So, my internet's cutting in and out. We are just bootlegging our way through this podcast right now. Very
Oh
unlike
yeah.
any normal setup that we have.
Oh, I look like one of those old school one of those board operators. You know,
Exactly.
like where you got to
Yeah,
take the one pin from another. I've got like three headphones on. I'm like sticking pins in another, just connecting calls.
exactly.
So how is it out there?
It's nice, man. So we'll just jump right into it. So I moved out to Seattle on Thursday. Had a nice early flight. Like Lena helped me pack up on Wednesday, and we did our goodbyes and whatnot. And Thursday morning, my mom. So I drove to the airport. My mom drove back home. So I drove her car. Got to the airport. Got through everything pretty easily. Got through security relatively quickly. So I was able to get breakfast and all in the airport. And the flight, let me tell you, Sandy, I don't normally sleep very well on planes, but I slept like a baby on this plane. Aside from the fact that I woke up like every half hour or an hour, I slept through most of the plane ride. It's like
Really?
oh yeah. I sat down on the plane. Like I remember us sitting on the runway and there was a bit of traffic on the runway just to take off, and I just started drifting to sleep. I remember waking up when we were picking up speed, but then I fell asleep before we even before we even took flight.
Gotcha. Yeah,
Um,
on the past few flights that I've been on, I've been able to fall asleep and not even know that we took off. Like I
yeah,
just get on, I put my seatbelt on, I put my headphones on, and I just go to bed.
yeah. I normally don't do that. I normally stay awake until we like hit cruising altitude, but this time I was just gone. I was out like a light, and I did not wake up for I didn't steady wake up for a while. Like I woke up like half an hour after takeoff. I just like looked out the window and I fell asleep again. And then I woke up when they were bringing drinks around. I got a water and I just like gulped it down and I just passed out again. Um,
Was there food service?
no, there wasn't. So no food. I did bring some snacks, but all we had was, I could have bought like trail mix for like $13 for them or something crazy like that.
Oh
So,
Jesus.
so I did not do that, obviously.
Yeah, my
Um,
platinum card gives me like this thing called airline fee credit.
yeah.
And I get $200 a year on one airline, so that if I were to like buy that trail mix for $13 and I swipe with that card, I get an automatic credit for it.
Wow, I'm gonna have to get myself a platinum card.
Yeah, you ready to spend $450 a year on
Mm,
that?
okay, maybe it's not worth it. We'll see. We'll see
I
what
mean,
we see.
even
I
yeah,
gotta check out the other
even
perks
I'm
and
not happy
benefits.
about the card. Even I'm not happy about the card. I'll tell you that much right now. Um, would you end up eating breakfast at the airport? I'm always really
Uh,
scared to eat like weird, like real food in the
you're
morning.
right. You're right. I had like a small bowl of cereal in the morning because my mom actually fell asleep after because she was supposed to come with me, right? So she fell asleep, so I had a little bit of extra time, so I just grabbed a quick bowl of cereal. I went to the airport and I decided just to get a bagel. So
Okay.
I got an egg and cheese. Um, it was good. It was really good actually. And then I got a coffee with that,
Okay.
which clearly didn't help me because I fell asleep immediately after that. Um,
Gotcha.
So I landed in Seattle. Everything was really smooth, you know. I was very satisfied with how everything went. I went to baggage claim. All my bags came off like they were the last bags that came through. And then I had a rental car, so I rented a car from Hertz for 24 hours. And so there is a shuttle that has to take you to the rental car place. And like the rental car place is kind of funny because it's not attached to the airport. And the whole rental car place, it's like its own little terminal at an airport. It has like all these little counters and stuff. It's kind of stretched
Yeah.
out like you would normally see in any normal airport where the rental car service is attached. This is just its own separate large building. So got myself a car and just put in the GPS coordinates for the apartment, and I drove over.
Yeah.
I drove by the Space Needle. I drove by the Seahawks Stadium, which I don't remember what is it, CenturyLink Field, I think is the name of it.
CenturyLink. Yeah.
Um, I tried to snap a picture of it when I was at like this there was a bit of like traffic at this exit, so I tried to grab a picture of it, but it didn't save.
Oh, that's too bad.
Yeah, it is what it is. So I drove over, and I remember looking up this place on Google Maps, and the address, like when I look at the building, it just looks like this really tiny, like small house. And sure enough, when I pull up, like the house number matches up exactly with what this place says, and I'm like, this doesn't look like this is what it's supposed to be. There are two garages here, and there's one entrance to a little house, and it looks all run down, like at least not run down, but it doesn't look like anybody lives here. So I was sitting there walking around, and then I looked to my email, and I should know that this is it's on a hill, like it's a valley almost. So we're on the hill, and it's a very, very steep hill. And the woman in the email had said that you have to climb these wooden stairs to get there. And I'm like, there's no wooden stairs anywhere near here. But next to the neighbor's house, there's a set of stairs that runs down to the next street. So I decided to walk down there and look around, and sure enough, I see these wooden stairs. So I walk up. They weren't able to meet me at the apartment because both of them had appointments, but one of them did come by and meet me later in the afternoon. So they just left the key
Gotcha.
under the welcome mat for me. So I walked in. The place looks pretty nice. I'll have to later on I'll have to do a Skype call with you on my phone so you can see it because my computer's not very mobile. Um, so I'll explain later. But so I can give you a nice little tour of the place. I'm still setting up everything. Um,
Yeah.
but the place is good. It's nice and cozy. Plenty of space for one person. It's got like a TV and everything. I did end up bringing my Xbox out here. Um,
Yeah, it seems like that was a. I mean, we were debating that back and forth. But it seems like it's just something nice to have since you're the only one out there right now, and
yeah, I think so.
something for you to do.
Yeah, I think it's something to just stay in contact with people, because it's going to be hard for me to meet people out here. Aside from my coworkers and stuff, I've already gone around like some local places, and I've talked to a couple of people, but I haven't like met anybody for real. Um, so what I do that first day I got in, I ended up going out to the grocery store and Target just to pick up a few things, and um, I was like, I guess I kind of forgot. I should have expected it, but that first grocery store shopping that you do whenever you move somewhere is always huge. So
Yeah.
I think I spent like 200 some dollars that first day. And
Jesus.
I made like a list of stuff that I needed to get, and I still like when I was at the store, I realized that like half the things on my list were not accounted for. Or no, I'm sorry, half the like over half there was a like half the stuff that I ended up getting was not accounted for on my list. So I ended up getting like double the stuff that I posted because I just didn't think about it when I was at the apartment, and I realized that I needed it when I was passing by in the stores. Um,
Gotcha.
Sales tax, man, 9.5% out here. I'm not used to.
Hey,
I,
welcome
I
to the
know.
real world.
Welcome to sales tax world.
Yeah.
I'm so spoiled by Delaware. It's a shame that my internship isn't in Oregon because they don't have sales tax out there.
That is that is a pretty interesting, I guess, not invitation, introduction, going
Yeah, right.
from Delaware 0% to nine and a half
Nine
percent.
and a half percent. Yeah, because even Pennsylvania, I think it's 6%. So I do a little
Yeah.
bit of shopping in Pennsylvania, but not very much. And six, like, so I have a Target Red card, right? And I went to Target. My sales tax on my shopping was something like, I think like $7. No, it was more than that. But whatever, like $7, and I ended up getting back, like the 5% for my Target Red card. I ended up just getting enough back to that I basically didn't pay any sales tax. But it's like I went to Target in Delaware and didn't have a red card. So my bill should have been $70 and there was like $77, but then my red card brought it back down to 70.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
Um,
What's the neighborhood like? Besides all that,
Say that again.
what's the how's the neighborhood feeling to you?
It's all right. I haven't seen a whole lot. I've seen a few people kind of drive by. There's a park like right across the street from me, which is
Is
nice.
it a is it a is it a nice park?
It's like a kids park. There's like a playground there. There's a
So
baseball
it's
field.
so it's off limits to you, is what you're saying.
I have no reason to go hang out at the park, but I can like walk around the park and stuff.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people have dogs here, man. There are dogs everywhere. Every single person that I see has a dog.
That doesn't surprise me.
No.
That doesn't surprise me. I figure people on the West Coast, since they have more of an active lifestyle,
Uh
that
huh.
uh that they would have dogs. Like if I
I
lived on the
see.
West Coast, I'd definitely have a dog, no
I
doubt
see.
about it.
That's
Yeah,
interesting.
because
So
there's more space. There's more space to, the dog can enjoy, and you can actually have a yard for them to run around. Here, I get a dog. They're indoors all day,
yeah,
and then you get two walks, and that's a pretty tough life,
yeah,
the way I see it.
yeah. That is true. I the woman that I met, the assistant of the guy who owns my apartment, she was like, she had said that everybody in Seattle has a dog. I was like, I don't, we'll see about that, but no, everyone really does seem to have a dog. I went out yesterday, which I'll get to in a little bit, and there are just so many people walking their dogs. Some people walk them on leashes. Most people walk them on leashes, but a few people walk them off leashes, and I'm a little hesitant when it comes to dogs. So when I see that dog off the leash, I'm like, you sure he's good?
Right? Yeah.
Because I don't know your dog. I don't know what your dog's capable of. Um, so
No, 100%.
so the first day I got in, I ended up doing like a bunch of laundry. So I cleaned like the sheets. I like took the comforter off. I'm not gonna sleep with the comforter or anything like that. I cleaned the sheets. Um, and I also got like some like what is it like? I can't remember what it's called, but some surface cleaner. So I just cleaned off all the counters and whatnot. And
Yeah,
then
yeah, yeah.
I didn't do it yesterday, but I ended up doing a lot of dishes. Or I'm sorry, I didn't do it the first day, but I did a lot of dishes yesterday just to clean everything up.
Right.
Um, but it's nice. It's quiet here. Um, I don't think I have any neighbors to my left right now, but I know there's someone who lives above me. Um,
Oh, okay. Is it like
I
a
can even.
family or a single person or?
I think it's just a single person. I think they have a dog. I think I saw that. I think they could have a balcony, and I saw them up there. And I think I saw the dog for a second. It may have been theirs, it may have not been theirs. I don't know, but I haven't heard any voices from up there, so I assume they're it's just by them. They're by themselves.
People go in, they never come out.
They never ever come out. So yesterday was really cool though. So yesterday I ended up going out to the city. Um,
Oh, wow.
what I did was I took a bus. So I took this. I was gonna try to replicate the bus that I would take on Monday. I wanted to go to the city and just make sure I knew how to do the whole system, like how the bus system worked and where I needed to get on and off. Um, but what I ended up doing, because I have to take a transfer, so I took the first bus and I was supposed to take a transfer, but then I was passing by the Space Needle pretty close, and I was like, you know what, let me just walk over, because I checked my GPS and I was only a mile from the office, so I was like, you know what, let me just walk from here. So I got off, um, and I was just kind of walking around. Plenty of people walking, plenty of people driving around. Not very many cabs, at least like New York City.
Right.
Everyone seems to have their own car out here, at least. Um, and so I walked over to the. I was walking to the office, and I passed like this park. There's like this little like there's like a harbor there. There's a ton of yachts people have. I guess it's just like dotted up over there. So I just
Yeah.
started walking over. There's like this little museum of like I think it's called the Museum of Industry and History or something like that.
Oh, that's cool.
So I thought maybe it'd be worth checking out. That is like it's less than a quarter mile from my office. It's basically right across the street. So I just walked over to the office and or like the buildings, and I just saw where I needed to go because my the company that I'm working for, they lease office space from this Center for Cancer Research in Seattle. So there's actually no markings to say that the company is here, but it is there. I know where it is now.
Okay.
So that's mostly what I wanted to do. I really just wanted to figure out where the building was, figure out which buildings I had to go to just for to get registered and everything like that. Like I need to get a security badge and all that stuff tomorrow.
Yeah, just
So
make you doing everything you can to make that sort of first day as easy as possible.
exactly, I want everything to be nice and smooth. I don't want to get I don't want to get there and then just be lost and trying to figure out where I'm supposed to be going.
Right, right, right. That just brings unnecessary stress on the day.
Exactly. So I checked that out, and then I decided to I'll get lunch in the city. So what I decided to do instead of taking a bus back would be to walk back. But from the office, it's roughly 4-ish miles. It's a little less than 4 miles back home. Um, but I
So
just
about an hour.
decided, yeah, about an hour. It's about an hour to walk home. And I figured, hey, I haven't had lunch yet. It's at this point, it's probably like three or so. I
Yeah.
decided, I got to get something to eat. So I'm just walking around, I'm looking for something to eat, and I'm checking my GPS at the same time to figure out where would be like what's coming up and where would be a good place to eat. I end up stopping at this Japanese Chinese place, got some sushi, and
Oh wow.
I watched part of the Canada China World Cup Women's World Cup game.
Oh yeah, 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 yeah.
I never actually checked out the results of that game. I'm not sure if you know who won, but when I saw it
I
was
don't know
zero
either.
zero, and it was like in the 70th minute, it was 0-0 when I finally left. But
I
the
do know
food,
that the women's national team for China is usually really strong.
yeah, yeah,
I think like 4 or 8 years ago they've met the U.S. in the finals a number of times.
have they? I guess I don't
Yeah,
remember. Yeah,
yeah. Both teams are actually really good.
yeah,
Yeah. I just wonder what it's like for them to be playing on AstroTurf. Because
yes,
that was
that's the
that was
thing.
a huge controversy that they would never ask men to play on AstroTurf because absolutely if you slide tackle, you've just sort of flayed all your skin off your legs.
Yep.
So that's sort of a conscious thing that you have to decide when you go to make a slide tackle. Like, yeah, I don't really need any of the skin on my legs anymore. Yeah,
I'd
it's
also be
nuts.
worried about like if you go in a little incorrectly and you end up getting stuck. Basically, you just
Oh,
like
dude,
really
your leg
screw
just
up your
bent.
knees.
Oh
Yeah,
my
man.
god.
Like God,
Oh god. Don't say that out loud.
I know. I'm just imagining it. Like if your cleat gets caught like right in the heel, you know.
Yikes. That'll do something nasty to you.
Yeah. Um. So after that, I decided to just walk over and get some coffee. You know, figure I'm in Seattle, birthplace of Starbucks, and I didn't go to Starbucks, but I got some coffee at this little
I was about
place.
to say. I was like, does the Seattle Starbucks taste any better than any other Starbucks? It shouldn't.
No, but my advisor was telling me about the very first Starbucks, and he was telling me where it was. So I do want to check it out. He said that, well, it's not the very first one. He said it's actually the oldest Starbucks. I think the very first Starbucks, it doesn't exist anymore. This was one of their second or third, like, you know, one of their later locations, and then the older ones had been shut down. And this is the oldest standing Starbucks, and they haven't like renovated it or updated it in any way, so it looks very different from any normal Starbucks.
Oh, okay.
But I do want to go over there and check it out. It's I think it's in a part of town called Pike's Place. I didn't realize that's where the Starbucks coffee got its name, the Pike's Place coffee.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that. So I do want to go over and check that out at some point. I don't remember how far that is from my office. I didn't really check it out, but I'm looking right now. It's close to the aquarium. That would be a good thing to do. Check out the aquarium.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I was like right there. Like I was really right there yesterday. I must have walked right past this at some point. I think.
Oh, that's too bad.
No, never mind, never mind. It's like it'd probably be a mile away from where I was yesterday, but it's still relatively close. I can definitely make it there. Um, so what I did was I went to get this coffee, and I know there's like this bike trail and well, I guess it's just a trail. It's a bike slash pedestrian trail that goes right along like the harbor. And I just wanted to walk along that and see what the trail would be like if I wanted to run on that and whatnot. Unfortunately, I got a latte, so when after starting to run for a little bit, my stomach wasn't having that, so I ended up walking most of the way home. But it was a really gorgeous like trail. You can just like see the water right along the whole trail. Plenty of people walking and running. You know, people have their dogs. People are just laid out and tanning in the grass and stuff. So it's a very active trail. There was like a huge cruise ship that was just leaving. It was just departing.
Isn't it always amazing when you watch a cruise ship depart because it looks like a floating city?
What's funny is I don't know if I've ever seen a cruise ship in person, or I don't recall seeing one in person. So the sheer massiveness of it is amazing to me. And just like you said, it's like a small city, like just chilling, like floating out there. There's so many people on it, so much. Like it's kind of amazing to think of how much work went into building that.
Yeah, it was. I've seen a number of them, because all of my offices in New York that I've worked at have been on the west side. So
Yeah,
that's where the deep piers are. Um, and it's just you see these things slowly go down, just like oh my gosh, that thing is huge. Or when they're just parked out on some pier, and you look through the office window and just like oh that's just like a really squat building floating in the middle of the river. It's crazy.
yeah, it's insane. Um,
Yeah. But I'm glad you also have those trails near you.
Yeah, man, it's a really nice trail. It's a really gorgeous trail. There was like this little, as I was walking along it, I see like this little garden as I'm approaching, and it says it's just called Rose Garden, and so I just like went in. It's a pretty small like thing, but I took a couple pictures. I posted on Instagram, but I thought it was really pretty, just a nice thing to see. At this point, I also had to go out of my way by about a mile or maybe a half a mile to get onto this trail. So in total, like by the time I got home, I think I'd walked like 5 or 6 miles yesterday, which is really nice. I felt like you probably after walking back from some of those football games.
Yeah, that sounds like a great idea.
Yeah. Um. So then what else? I got in. Um. I got in like early evening. I probably got in like at
Yeah.
5:30, and again, I've been skyping with Lena, so we skyped for like an hour. I think the first night that I got in, we skyped
Yeah, I'm glad
yesterday for
that you
about
guys are
half an
doing that.
hour. Yeah, yeah, and we were really excited actually because Orange is the New Black comes on next week, next Friday, and last year when it came back, we were coincidentally in Atlantic City just for the week, like just for the night. We got a pretty good deal on a room, so we went out to Atlantic City for my first time ever at least, and then we ended up staying up until like 3 or 4 in the morning watching like just constant episodes of Orange is the New Black. As ridiculous as that sounds, like we went out to Atlantic City to stay in our hotel room and stay up really late watching TV. Um,
That's gonna be nice to keep you two connected.
yeah. So this weekend, just like you suggested last week, we're gonna Skype together and then and just watch the episodes. We'll just sync it up, hit play at the same time, and go
Yeah,
from there.
I can't believe that show is already back for a third season. I just
Yeah.
finished Bloodline, like an hour or two ago.
Bloodline.
Uh,
What's Bloodline?
Bloodline's one of the Netflix exclusive shows. Let's see what the synopsis says. Bloodline. Um,
March 2015.
from the creators of Damages, Bloodline is a dramatic thriller that explores the demons lurking beneath the surface of a contemporary American family. The
Interesting.
Rayburns are hardworking pillars of their Florida Keys community, but when the black sheep son comes home for the 45th anniversary of his parents' hotel, he threatens to
Mhm.
expose the Rayburns' dark secrets and shameful past, pushing his siblings to the limits of family loyalty.
I see.
Yeah, I watched it because Kyle Chandler was in it.
I knew it. I knew it. I just saw Kyle Chandler in it, and I knew you freaking
Yeah, I
watching the
saw
show
that
for.
and I was like, oh, I'm gonna watch this for sure. But the
Um.
actor Ben Mendelsohn, who plays Danny Rayburn, who's like the black sheep of the
Yeah.
family, does such an amazing job.
Huh.
Yeah, I think the
It's already
tagline
been
of the
renewed.
show. Yeah, the tagline of the show is "We're not bad people, but we did a bad thing."
Yeah. It's been renewed for a second season. It literally 2 weeks after it was released. Not even 2 weeks. A week and a half.
Yeah, I mean it's got an 8.4 out of 10 on IMDb, which is crazy,
Yeah,
out of
which is
like
very good.
9,300 votes and 74% on Rotten Tomatoes.
See, that's the thing I like about Netflix. I feel like they're able to, unlike channel like regular cable TV, they're able to like similar to HBO, Showtime, Cinemax. They're able to put a lot of like risque stuff, a lot of like mature content up there.
Yeah,
Um, but it's also for such a cheap price. I think I still pay $8 a month for Netflix,
yeah, I think that's
and
what I
like I
paid
get
too.
all these great shows.
Yeah, they were also trying to sort of experiment with ads recently, but
Yeah,
then
I
like
did
the
hear about
entire
that.
internet like blew up. Like the entire internet just died that day. That
Yeah,
news killed the internet. It wasn't Kim Kardashian's naked body on Paper Magazine, but Netflix saying, "Hey, we're gonna try ads," and everyone's
yeah,
like,
nah,
"Nope, everyone take your ball and go home."
exactly.
Um, but they were just like, "Nah, just kidding. That was an intern. Don't know who let him. Don't know who let him out, but."
But he's been fired. He's been let go.
Yeah, he's been let go. Somebody has to take the fall for this. Yeah,
I've been
I'm gonna move. I gotta move on to Daredevil soon.
say that again, but you said Daredevil.
Yeah, I gotta watch Daredevil, and
Yeah,
I gotta watch Frankie and Gracie.
I haven't even
Um,
heard. I don't think I've heard that one.
yeah,
There's so many.
Frankie and Gracie is fun because those are two Aaron Sorkin shows coming together for me. That's what's it called? Oh
West Wing.
Jesus. West. Thank you. I was like, it's one of my favorite shows of all time. The West Wing and the Newsroom characters coming together in one new show.
I see.
So, so I'm down for that.
Yeah. I I've been watching Peaky Blinders. I've been catching up on that one. So I think I'm on season 2, episode 3 now,
Okay.
which I've really been enjoying.
Peaky
I
Blinders has done so well.
Yeah. And then there's another one. I can't remember what it's called, but it's a comedy. Lena watched it, and
Oh,
she wants
Unbreakable
me
Kimmy Schmidt.
Unbreakable. Yes, thank you. Yeah, she wants me to watch it, so
Yeah, I
I'm gonna
heard
have
that
to
was
check
really
that one out.
good. Earl watched it, and he said it was absolutely hysterical. I need to get on these shows because in what 2 weeks from today, we have
Yeah.
True Detective new season. We have
Mm.
Ballers with The Rock. We got like all these. We got 3 solid HBO shows coming out. So I've got
Oh
to
yeah, I do want to see that rock show.
yeah. But the good news is at that point, uh, Game of Thrones and Silicon Valley should be done their seasons.
Yeah.
Not that
Oh
not that that's a
snap!
good thing, but we're coming to an end of the season.
But that means I got a new episode of Game of Thrones tonight to watch, and unfortunately, like, I wonder if I will be able to watch it. Like, so we share Netflix or HBO Go, right? And I
Yeah.
wonder if I will be able to watch it because you subscribe to an East Coast channel or cable, like ISP. I wonder if I'll be able to watch it at 7 or if it'll still be region locked for me, or 6 o'clock. I guess not
Oh,
even 7.
interesting.
Yeah,
Interesting.
that'd be a
That'll
good show to
be
watch
that'll
with my
be
dinner.
yeah, that'll be something really fun to test.
Yeah. Because I'm pretty sure that Game of Thrones is time zone locked, so East Coast gets it before
Oh,
West Coast.
gotcha.
There's another show that just came out on Netflix called Sense 8. I'm not sure if it'll be any
Yeah,
good,
I
but
watched the
I
first
did want to check
episode.
it. What'd you
It's
think?
let me tell you something. Um, it's really the scope is really big.
I see.
It's done by the Wachowski brothers, the Matrix people.
Ah, right. That's why I wanted to watch it.
Yeah, people are saying that the premise is really cool, but the scope is so big, and it's like the first season of Game of Thrones where they sort of fly around and show you all these like characters,
Hmm.
and it's just like I don't know, about this. Yeah, Earl like he cooked a huge pork shoulder yesterday, and then so we ended up getting tacos made, and we were just watching the first episode, and I was like,
Yeah.
ah. Um, we were interested in watching a second episode, but then we had to go somewhere. So
There's another show that I want to watch called, or I don't know if I want to watch it. I said that wrong. There's another show that I'm seeing right now that it's a weekly show from Netflix, which is interesting because they typically just do their entire season dump, and it's called Between with Jeanette McCurdy. She was in iCarly, I think. Could be wrong on that one, but I think she was from
oh
iCarly. Um,
yeah, never
Daredevil.
watched that show before.
I've never watched it. I'm not sure if I would want to watch it. It says a mysterious. Well, it seems maybe somewhat interesting. A mysterious disease strikes a small town's adult population in this tense sci-fi drama. Pretty Lake's teenagers think they have their futures in sight with college, the military, even childbirth, but when the grown-ups in their lives suddenly start dying of an unknown plague and the government quarantines the town, the survivors quickly realize they're trapped, and they're going to have to figure out how to make it to adulthood on their own.
Huh?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Um,
Could
and
be
then,
could be interesting. It's
yeah.
like it was like the HBO show, what, The Missing or something like that.
Yes,
Um,
exactly.
what was it? I don't whatever it was.
Yeah, I
Uh,
don't. I don't remember what it's called, but I know you are right. It's very similar. It sounds similar at least.
yeah. So I was like, ain't about that.
There are quite a few like Netflix originals, and so Chef's Table. I don't know if I want to watch that one. I've seen it, and I'm not sure if I want to watch that one yet.
Could be worth. I don't know. Like it's always hard for me to sort of invest in a new show. That's why Bloodline took me forever to like just watch the first episode.
Yeah.
Um, I mean, if it doesn't grab me in the first episode, I'm just like I don't like. I remember watching, uh, when I was living with like Earl and some two other roommates. We watched Dexter, and we tried to make our way through the first season, and it just felt like a chore. Like, hey guys, let's just put another episode in, you know. And people were like, oh, like Dexter gets really good around seasons 3 and 4. And it's like, but you need to watch the other two seasons. He goes, yeah, you totally need to watch that to get any kind of context. Like, yeah, the first season was hard enough watching all the way to the end. Um, so like, if a show can't grab me immediately, I'm just like, nah, I'm not about you guys.
I enjoyed Dexter, but yeah, my problem was I watched the first two seasons, and then the third season came around, and I couldn't. It wasn't on Netflix. I think it was. I think the third season may have just aired, and I was trying to catch the episodes, and it was kind of hard for me to watch them. So when I did start watching them online, like I found them online, um, it just didn't hold me, and I just stopped watching, and that was the last time I ever saw that show. Um,
Gotcha.
I heard that the show really fell off though around seasons 4 or 5, and I don't think it ever really recovered. It may have had one good season after that, but then I heard the finale and like the final season overall just wasn't that very good.
You know what I need to also start doing? Start watching Amazon Prime shows,
Oh yeah, same.
because they have so many good shows on there.
Yeah,
Um, and I just never, for some reason, I'm always like, oh, there's nothing on Netflix, there's nothing on HBO Go, there's nothing out there.
yeah. There's the show Transparent on Amazon. It's supposed to be very
Yeah,
good.
I still need
Lena
to see
watched it.
that.
I think it only has half-hour episodes too, so I don't think it's a terrible commitment to watch them, and I don't think the season's super long either.
Well, there you go. Like, if I can power bang out the West Wing, I should be able to do this.
Yeah, you should. There
Um,
are there are 10 episodes, and each one's 30 minutes.
no, that's super easy.
Yeah.
That's super easy. Um, what else? Oh,
So,
last week, what? Last week, I had to go back to Pennsylvania because my dad got it, like a big award at DuPont.
yeah.
And it was crazy because as they were discussing who was going to win the award this year and who's won the award before, it's just like these titans, who've created like monster products like nylon, Teflon, Kevlar.
Oh, wow.
So it's like not only was it a major advancement in the sciences, but also a major contributor to the DuPont business.
Right.
And what was crazy was like I've never seen my dad at work in his element, right?
Mm-hmm.
So once he got it and he gave the speech in front of like a couple hundred people, it was done at a DuPont like convention that they hold every year,
Yeah.
where like all these people come from all over the world and they like have meetings at the DuPont Country Club, and it's great, it's crazy. But watching people come up like in shock and awe of my dad
Mm-hmm.
was like such an inspiring thing. Everyone kept shaking his hand, saying how inspiring it was. The work that he was doing. People who work for him say like he's like one of the best bosses you could ever have. Someone who's like incredibly patient. Instills this strong sense of discovery, and a need to conduct good research, loyalty. It's like, oh my god, like everyone loves my dad, and it was just really interesting to see that from
Yeah.
strangers come up.
It's just, it's like very impressive. You're like very proud of your dad, right?
Yeah, and it's also because like I always knew my dad was smart, but to see some of the smartest people in the world say like, "Nah, dude, your dad's a genius," is like not validation that I needed in any sense, but it was just like crazy to get that validation. Like you always knew he was smart, but like to get that from other people is like, man, this man's a rock star.
Right. Yeah. That's my dad, right? Um,
Yeah.
yeah, I've kind of like wondered that, do, when people aren't like, so like, have you ever seen those people post like on Reddit or something to say that they claim that, or they say that they've been kind of lying to their family, where their family believes that they're in college, but they in fact haven't been in college for the last, I don't know, year.
Yeah.
And then I start to think like, what, I wonder like if my parents ever have that like fear where I say I'm out like going to school or something like that, and in reality I'm just like going to hang out at like Starbucks for 10 hours in a day and then just come back home.
Yeah, I feel like my
You
parents
just
just don't know what I do for work, so
yeah,
that could totally be a real observation on their part.
yeah, but
Um,
once you get that award, then they're like, oh wow, you do something, like, you
yeah,
do, not only do you do something very worth, like, worth this recognition.
right. Well, my parents probably, as long as I keep paying my own rent and paying my own bills, I don't really think they care.
Yeah,
Yeah, as long as I'm off the payroll, you know what I mean?
yeah.
Then in their eyes, I'm all set.
They just need you to get married now, have
Oh
some kids.
Jesus, don't don't put that idea
Don't
in their heads. It's
don't get them
already
don't get them started on that.
yeah, right. Um, oh, I need to tell you that my group is looking to go to Phoenix for a week or so, either like
Hmm.
late June. It's trending towards July.
Okay.
Um, depending on when it is, Amex will pay for two legs of a trip, so like New York to Phoenix and Phoenix somewhere.
Right.
Um, I'm depending on when the date is, I'll shoot it over to you, and maybe I'll just fly from Phoenix to Seattle,
Okay, that'd be
and
awesome.
then like just chill for a weekend, and I'll fly out from Seattle back to New York. I'll just pay for one leg of that trip.
I mean, that'd be fantastic.
Yeah, because then that makes it a lot more reasonable.
Yeah.
I'll keep you up to date on that. We're still
Yeah,
trying
for
to
sure.
figure out on our end when the best time is to go.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever been to Seattle, or haven't been in a long time.
Yeah, I've
I was
never.
thinking
This is
about
my
maybe
first time.
going. Yeah, I was thinking about maybe going to see my friend in San Francisco, but I was like, nah, like we set up like that's all been set up, you know. Like I don't need to bop in for a weekend before that.
Right, right.
Yeah,
When is that trip again?
that trip is the third week of July.
Third week of July. Okay.
I fly in like late Thursday night, late-ish, like 8:30, maybe. Yeah, 8:39 into San Fran, and then
Yeah.
I leave. I want to say like 4 p.m. on Sunday.
Okay. So maybe that weekend we won't podcast, or we'll try to do it at a different time.
Yeah, yeah, we'll figure all that stuff out.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that sounds good though.
Yeah, man.
And
Well,
then
I'm glad
I
that
take
you're.
it.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, I take it you're gonna go to work that day that you come back,
Oh
Monday.
yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah. I'm not taking that day off. Come on. I'll be
I know you.
useless, but I'll be
I know
there.
you. I know you.
Yeah. But no, I'm really happy that you're getting settled into Seattle, and
Yeah,
that
man. Me too.
it's real good.
Yeah, that first day was a little hard. Just it's annoying, just like having to get in, clean up, get your bearings straight. I don't know
Yeah.
the neighborhood at all, but there's a grocery store that's really close. Um, there's also a Whole Foods. It's not. It's a little further than the other grocery store, or it's not like a lot further. It's definitely walkable. But what I was actually really happy with is the like the bus service out here. I can basically take a bus anywhere in the city, and the company that I'm working for will be paying for a bus pass, a monthly bus pass, and based off the way they phrased it, I should be getting unlimited bus rides in a month, not just like a stipend. So
Oh, okay, that's good.
yeah, so if that's true, then I should be able to just bus around anywhere whenever I need to. If I ever need to go to like Best Buy, Target, those are definitely not walkable. So I would either have to rent a car or take a bus up there, and obviously the bus would be the easiest option then. So, if I can get free bus rides up there, then that'd be great, and anywhere else that I really want to go. And the weather out here has been really nice. It's been relatively mild. Yesterday was a bit hot, but I was still able to walk around very comfortably, just in short sleeve.
Yeah, that's like the East Coast. We had a really mild week last week because of all the rain.
Yeah, yeah, I
But
experienced a little bit of it, but has it been getting hotter now?
oh yeah, dude, it's gonna be what's it called? Like this weekend was really nice. Today's
Mm-hmm.
71 ish, but it's gonna be low to mid 80s next week. So we're back.
I see.
Yeah. Hopefully you have a as dry a summer as it is possible.
Yeah, hopefully. I did bring my my umbrella and raincoat, so I'm prepared. But I
Really?
might.
You brought an umbrella.
Yeah, I have a little umbrella. It's a small, like little umbrella. I have it in my backpack at all times,
Oh, okay,
almost
okay.
always. So I really have it like everywhere I go. When we went to
Gotcha.
Brazil, that's why I had it in Brazil, right?
Oh yeah. That's right. That's right.
Yeah,
In my mind, you said that. I go, wow, that's commitment.
this guy.
This guy using space for an umbrella. Yeah. Well, listen, I gotta head out.
All right.
But
Well,
it's good catching up with you, and I'm glad. Like I said, everything's sort of coming in nice and smooth right now, and I'm glad you brought your Xbox. I'm glad the internet's holding up somewhat for that.
somewhat. Yeah, yeah. We'll explain the way we're doing this later. Oh, I couldn't get the podcast up. Every single on Shout Engine. Every time I try to upload it, it just halted. So I'm gonna try it from Linux and see if it works any better.
All right, cool. Yeah, for those still listening, we're trying to get this podcast up on iTunes for you guys, so you don't have to listen through YouTube. You can listen to it more on the go. Sort of start to subscribe to it, so you get these things automatically, sort of downloaded to your phone. That's how it works,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't want to be
So
caught saying fake shit.
nope, you're good. Subscribe and you get them whenever they're out. So
Yeah.
hopefully I can get that going. I'm gonna give it a
Subscribe
shot.
now so you can say you were there in the beginning. If that means anything.
Yeah, we'll see. All right. Well, I'm Reza.
All right, I'm Sandy. Thanks so much for listening. We'll see you next week.